There's a simple solution for watering your garden and the wind blows it back in your face. Well, you simply water it from the other side. In this case, my hose will not extend to that point. It's not even about that. The question is, can you successfully grow in a milk jug? Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, I've been told you cannot grow tomatoes in a milk jug. It's too small. And as you can see, some of these tomato plants aren't even that healthy. And it very well could be a watering issue. I water from the side you saw in the beginning of the video. The plants towards the side I water from tend to look a little healthier than the ones towards the end. And I'm not very keen on using fungicides and pesticides in my garden. Unless I have a severe problem, I just let things be. The basil grown in the milk jugs and the celery grown in the milk jugs was successful. However, I was only able to get one harvest off the celery before it went into seed. I'm also having great success growing dwarf green bush beans in the milk jugs. The nasturtiums are doing well, and I'm also growing some dill at the very end. But what about the tomatoes? Can you actually grow tomatoes in a milk jug? To be honest with you, I could probably grow tomatoes in a shoe. As you see here, I'm growing tomatoes in a 6-inch pot. I have a video on growing in 6-inch pots on my channel if you're interested in viewing it. These are a few reasons why I don't like using fungicides and pesticides often in my garden. These are beneficial insects and a beneficial frog. Back to the tomatoes in the jug. Yes, you can successfully grow tomatoes in a milk jug. There are actually a lot of edible fruits and vegetables you can grow in a milk jug. And as you can see, some of the plants are doing better than others. I harvested the green beans off this plant the other day. The more you harvest, the more they will produce. And over here, the basil needs to be pruned. Once it flowers, it will lose its flavor and become bitter. The celery in the milk jug was grown from seed. I was only able to harvest one time before it went into seed. Typically, you can harvest from celery more than once, but it's more of a cool weather crop. I do plan on harvesting the seeds from these plants, so I'm just going to let them grow. With all luck, these green bean plants should keep producing till fall. And I honestly do not remember what variety of tomato I grew in these jugs. If you are looking for a great tomato to grow in milk jugs, do a little research on micro dwarf tomato varieties. Let's go take a quick look at 3 tomato plants growing in a stacking bin. I didn't leave them stacked because I would have had to rotate it a lot to give it equal amounts of sun because they do shade each other a lot. I'm quite positive the tomatoes would have grown around each other if they were stacked. But as I said, there's 3 tomato plants in this one container. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to plant your seeds with a hole.